I'm not a trans woman or a trans man, and I present femme. So the majority of the issues trans people experience, I don't experience. If I were to go and say I want to debate someone on trans issues, and I listen to the rhetoric they spout, and I think that like everything that I need to address, I can address on my own, that's irrelevant. I wouldn't know because I don't experience what they experience. So I
Yeah.
need to be looking for all of those things regardless of whether or not I think I'm capable of it or not.
I thought I should just clarify that that is what I'll be doing. In fact, that's what I'm doing right now. There was nothing more than just like the way that I constructed the sentence, when in all reality, I am unprepared, and that is why this panel is happening as we speak. And I think that what you say is completely valid.
Okay. So I think as someone who I think in an ideal world, uh this debate not happening would not be a matter of, well, someone has to challenge his ideas, because realistically someone does have to challenge his ideas. So thank you for contributing that, Athena. I completely agree with you. But like, what now?
Can you
Like,
repeat your question? I'm not quite
yeah,
sure I
yeah,
understand you.
just like what now? Like, I agree with Athena. I think that if this debate is going to happen, then period. But I don't know, like what, how much preparation, what can we do, what can anyone do to prepare you for this?
Are you asking for like an example?
No,
Like,
I'm asking you, and I'm also asking Athena, and if, I mean, obviously if Parker wants to contribute, he's here. But
okay.
like,
Yeah, yeah, sure. Like one example that I might be able to give is on the historicity of misogyny war directed at black women, and how that would bleed into Myron's current beliefs, and his specific beliefs that target black women that he holds to and preaches about today. Like, in all reality, like what it is, Myron comes on, says what he believes in. And if he doesn't bring up more specific beliefs relating just to black women, I bring up some of the specific beliefs relating to black women that he's shared on his past that he continues to repeat, that with the platform, people will see more, with sufficient rebuttals. And that's it. It's just the historicity of the issues, how they're actively deployed today, and why they're wrong.
okay, well,
Can I respond to your question?
yeah,
Um,
because I don't mean this in like what specifically is going to be done. I mean this as in like the amount of work that would have to be done to get a white man, even if said white man is a good debater, to the level to be able to debate someone who's so vehemently anti-black, and misogynistic. How much work would that require? What work could we possibly do, even if it's not me or you? Like, what, how? I feel like that's a huge amount of information that would need to be digested, and understood in that time frame, whatever the time frame is. So that just seems kind of unrealistic.
First of all, I think like white men will never ever be able to understand misogyny more like perfectly. Nor can white women. White women can also never understand misogyny more perfectly. The only people who can understand misogyny more are black women because we experience it. I think people need to realize that decolonization and deconstructing internalized racism is a lifelong thing. It's a process that you need to do. Because we live in a society that is inherently white supremacist, it is inherently anti black. You have to consistently work on deconstructing your internalized racism. A lot of people don't realize that. It's kind of like when you make sangria and you add the fruits in there, right? I know it's like maybe a stupid like example, but I'm kind of trying to make it easy for y'all, right? If you add sangria and you add the fruits in it, after a while the fruits start getting like red, like reddish, right? They absorb the sangria. That's because that's how we are with racism. We live in a society where it's the dehumanization of Black people, specifically Black women, is kind of normalized. Of course, that's not the only norm. There are other norms. Queerphobia is normalized. Misogyny is normalized. Classism is normalized, right? And so it is our duty and our job to continue, first of all, engaging with these marginalized communities. And by engaging, I don't mean you go to these marginalized communities and tell them, hey, yo, can you teach me about this? Can you teach me about that? Engaging means maybe watching their lives, watching videos about this, reading books about this, reading articles and reports about this, immersing yourself in these communities as well. That was me when I was learning about Palestine. I grew up my whole life knowing about Palestine because my mother taught me about Palestine, right? When I was a kid. But I was able to learn the intricacies of what's happening in Palestine because I actively did the work. I went and I talked to Palestinians. I had conversations with Palestinians. I tried to understand their experiences. I tried to read books on it. I tried to read reports and blah, 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 lives. So you have to immerse yourself within said community in order to be able to understand their experiences as much as possible. Will I ever understand what it means to be a Palestinian? Never, because I'm not one, right? But will I try to understand it as much as possible? Yes. And that is what you need to do. That is what white people in general need to do. If you genuinely want to dismantle the system of racism and the system of white supremacy, you need to actively put in the work. Not because you're debating somebody for one time or not because of a live topic, but because it's actually genuinely important to you. Which I know racism is important to you, Dean, because we have talked about this in the past multiple times, right? But you have to consistently put in the work, even after this debate. Maybe incorporate it more within debates. Maybe incorporate more when you talk about feminism, when you talk about the topic of Trump, right? Have a more intersectional perspective. And like, we need to stop pretending as if all these experiences are universal when they're not. So my advice would be immerse yourself. Get actively involved, read the books, watch the documentaries, talk to Black women, maybe follow some Black creators, Black women creators or Black femmes. Follow them and just watch their lives. You don't have to comment, you don't have to request, just watch. And only then can you better understand the experiences of Black women, I think, or Black femmes in general. But
Okay.
yeah, I don't know.
Sam, do you agree with Athena's position?
I do. Especially the last part. It is going to be something that you and basically everyone would have to do for their entire lives, unpacking racism, and also misogyny. I just really don't want this to go poorly, man. I just really don't want this to go poorly, because if it goes poorly, then we're fucked, respectfully. That's basically why I came up. I'm just like, if this goes badly, then we're cooked. So either it doesn't go badly, which is hard, or we're done. And I would really rather not be cooked personally. But that's just me.
To the people in the comments, I swear to fucking God. Listen.
No, the people in the comments are racist.
I just want to clarify. Nobody's debating.
No.
Nobody's crucifying Dean. Literally. No. Dean and I, like, I mod for him. We're friends. Okay? I've known him for a while now. We've had conversations off the app as well. We're just having a conversation.
Yeah.
Stop
No,
stop being like petulant children in the
This
comments
is
throwing
not a
temper
scolding.
tantrums. Nobody's being patronizing. It's a fact. Nobody but Black women can understand the experiences of Black women. That's just a fact. Like, it's not, we're not being patronizing. That would be like me saying nobody can understand what it feels like to be pregnant unless you have been pregnant, and y'all saying, well, you're being patronizing. Well, I mean, I can try to understand what it means like to be pregnant without ever being pregnant. Like, it's a fact. Nobody's being patronizing.
I agree. And Covey, by the way, you have control over the comments. If you want to turn them off, if you want to mute people, yeah, you have all of that control.
Listen, stop. Don't make me a dictator and like just get rid of everybody.
Dude, go for it. I don't care. We're having a good
I mean,
conversation.
listen, if you're dictating the racist, you might as fucking well, you know. I mean, period. As you should. As you should.
Yeah.
Boots.
Yeah, you know, you guys are absolutely right. And I had similar thoughts before I went into my conversation with Nick Fuentes. I mean, Parker could attest to this. And like the hours leading up to that, you know, it was just mental torture. Like, oh my God, do I think that I could sufficiently rebuttal every single word that comes out of this man's mouth to absolute shit? Insofar as this conversation achieving a greater goal of productivity. And I was very back and forth. But I mean, ultimately, I ended up going into the conversation with him because I tried to make as non-bias of a decision as possible. I mean, of course, we're all going to have biases, especially when it's towards ourselves and our own abilities. But I think I ended up doing all right. I think I ended up being able to dispute every single word that came out of his mouth. And, you know, I would try to use those same decision-making processes going into this conversation with Myron. It's a different person with slightly different subjects. And, you know, there'll come a time where I'll have to say, you know, am I prepared? And, you know, I will say that, you know, I will only make that decision if it is yes, based upon, you know, true confidence.
Okay. Well, at this point, the most I can say is, well, good luck. But also, please research literally everything. I mean, literally everything. Like, even if it seems like you don't have to research it, look that shit up, please. Because this has the potential to be like really terrible.
It also has the potential of being really
To
good.
be great, yes,
Yeah.
I
I'm
agree.
just gonna say that.
Yeah.
It has
Don't
the
worry.
potential of being really, really, really good.
Don't worry,
Like,
if I end up debating him, I'll dog walk his ass. I just want to make that
yeah.
incredibly clear.
Yes, yes. And to the people saying like, "Oh, you just want an argument. Oh, you're expecting the worst." Yes, I'm not looking for an argument. I am in fact expecting the worst because that is all I ever experience on the internet is the worst. So yes, respectfully, yeah.
No, I think it's first of all, people trying to kind of like weaponize me against Sam as if I'm like the good Black and Sam is the bad
And
Black.
I've noticed that too. I'm
Calm
not letting it
down.
change
That's
my view of
racist.
you though because that's weird. That's
I just
weird.
wanted to
Stop
say
doing that.
that's racist. Do not
That's
say
racist as
I'm
fuck.
the good Black and Sam is the bad Black. Let's weaponize Covey against Sam. Don't say that. To the people in the comments saying victim mentality, that's racist. To the people in the comments saying you guys are crying or victimizing yourself, that is also fucking racist, right? So again, check yourself. Yeah, no, I think also protect Black women, even like off the app. Like we need to actively protect Black women when Black women come up with concerns about racism, concerns about misogynoir. I think we need to to be more open to listening to Black women, because society tends to ignore Black women, tends to be very dismissive, tends to say, oh, you're just being hysterical, you're just being aggressive, you're just being angry. So I think be more open to the conversation, instead of just kind of I don't know, just think like, oh no, she's probably lying, or she's probably being hysterical, or she was the one who was in the wrong, most likely. Like, we genuinely need to actually like protect Black women, because we're dying. We're like actively dying. Like, even the transphobic rhetoric,
Hurts.
that is the transphobic rhetoric that is kind of reproduced just nonchalantly everywhere in society, ultimately also harms Black women, even Black cishet women, disproportionately. That one instance of that man unaliving that woman because he thought she was trans, that was a Black cishet woman.
Yep.
Michelle Obama consistently being told that she was actually a trans woman, those types of talking points are usually always used and weaponized against Black women as well, right? So, like, I don't know. I kind of low-key want to see you dog walk him, because I'm not gonna lie, I thoroughly enjoyed like Hassan dog walking Andrew Tate, and I think like it would probably make my year if I watch like Myron Gaines finally get like dog walked,
Dude, how
especially by
many?
you know.
Dude, the only reason, like I was saying earlier, does anyone in here know RC? Did anyone watch my debate with
Yes.
him? I I like I've just never seen like such someone like RC, like one of those big monoliths of like the alt right. Like, he self-destructed when I talked to him. And I mean, I just once I did that on the topic of gender roles, and I was like, okay, like I think I could dog walk Myron, but now after listening to you guys, I can't make that determination quite yet. I have a couple things I need to look into, and I'm very grateful for you, Sam, for bringing that to my attention. And I appreciate hearing you out. It's always a good experience. I think last time we spoke, I hold a little bit more animosity against you because of your friendships, and I see now that's something I shouldn't have done, and there's a real productive conversation to be had here. So I appreciate you for coming up, and Covey, you as well, as always, Athena. I love you here. Thank you both so much. You guys are both awesome. So I appreciate both of you guys for the conversation.
But can that be like a Christmas gift though? Can that like happen before like Christmas?
Yeah, that's the Christmas gift. Dog walked Myron Gaines under the tree.
That's what's gonna be on our.
I'm poor, so thanks. Although I have one more thing that I'd like to bring up, if you don't mind, Dean. I'm gonna make this quick because clearly the people are racist and bored. I wanted to ask you about your thoughts about the kinds of people that gravitate toward oh, sorry. About the kinds of people that gravitate toward the like leftist spaces like this, where people feel simultaneously emboldened to be misogynistic and racist, but also claim to agree with you. I feel like if that's the case, then it's reflective of the fact that more work in like as far as intersectionality needs to be done, because there's no way in hell that the people in these comments are claiming to be supporters of someone who claims to be an advocate and are also being racist and misogynistic to me and Athena. And to the people in here that are saying not everything is racist, one, that's not even necessarily true if you understand how intersectionality works. But secondly, you're part of the problem. And I feel like we should talk about that more. That if you, as an advocate, are, and yes, I mean, unless you don't claim to be an advocate, because people are like, claims to be an advocate? I feel like that's come out of your mouth before, correct me if I'm wrong. Yes?
Me?
Yes.
Yes. I advocate for the greater good, which includes advocacy in the context of, feminism, intersectional feminism, as it would apply to black women, racism, and how that would all intersect within greater political topics, such as the ones that we discuss every day, including the LGBTQ plus community, et cetera. Yes, I'd absolutely consider myself to be an advocate.
Okay, period. So then you can acknowledge that if people are claiming to be supporters of you, and agree with you surface level, but are simultaneously being racist and misogynistic right now.
Oh yeah, sounds like someone that is virtue signaling to hold on to beliefs because they want to feel like they're a good person, while in all reality they still perpetuate the same issues that these people I talk to every day do. 110%.
You know what that is, though? That kind of sounds like. Are y'all ready for it? Are y'all ready for it? Maybe systemic racism should be discussed as a topic. Or racism.
Would you want to co-host that with me? I'm gonna be honest. Like we were just talking about how I couldn't handle that on my own.
I don't know about that one. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Hold on. Wait. Hold on. First of all, hold on.
All right, I'm listening. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I could be a co-host, but also kind of low key. I think you and Parker, because I know Parker is awake, but he's been silent the whole time. He's probably like gaming, or he's probably
motivation.
Okay, I effing knew it, because I was gonna say he's probably, but I didn't want to say it because I don't want to get like Dean Banana. I knew that, but what I was gonna say is I'm trying to get like Parker and Dean. I think both of y'all need to debate like racism, specifically intersectionality, more, but you need to read up on it more.
Based.
You need to read up on it.
So based.
You need to read up on it more.
Based.
Sam, you can be honest. I can see your expressions. You can be honest, but I do think it needs to be addressed.
And it does. Okay, there are a few things that you said before that I completely agree with. One, if racism is going to be dismantled, it needs to be dismantled by white people. One, it should not be the responsibility of black people to dismantle their own oppression. And number two, considering the place that black people take up, they probably wouldn't be able to do it on their own to begin with, unfortunately. I agree with you. However, if that's going to be the case, if racism is going to be a topic that is discussed, they absolutely cannot do it on their own. No. And so, please, listen.
What do you mean you can't do it?
I can't control any of you, nor do I want to. However, if this is going to happen, Athena, please, and I just met you, and you're already eating the fuck up. Please, co-host every time. I'm being so serious right now, Athena. Please, every time, every single fucking time, because they're going to have blind spots.
Yes.
And you can fill in the blind spots. But if you're not there and then there are blind spots, then bad stuff happens, and I don't like bad stuff. So please. That is all I ask.
Yeah, definitely. I can co-host.
Okay.
I can co-host.
Okay.
Yeah. That will be $20K to my PayPal Shaquille Oatmeal though. So
Period.
Exactly. Per. I'm just joking. No, but yeah, of course. I can co-host. If any of you kind of like want me to. To be fair, I kind of like bully Parker like to get on his panel multiple times.
Bully is crazy. That's crazy.
Bro, Athena, I've told you this before, and I will like reiterate it again. I like attribute like a lot of you know like the deconstruction of some of like my more like internalized racism to you directly. Like you said earlier, like we've had plenty of conversations offline. Like just for like an example, this was a long time ago. Athena literally like exploded my mind and like opened my eyes to systemic racism in like a new way than like it ever was before. And it was like, I think the world of you. And if you'd ever want to like, co-host on something like that, absolutely feel free. And that, that'd be cool. It'd really be cool. Plus, I mean, when I'm on TikTok, I feel like I do see advocacy on these streams for, maybe not voting for Trump, like why you shouldn't hate gay people, why you shouldn't hate women. And then like from like a lot of black creators, like going into racism. But like I definitely would agree that I don't ever feel like I've seen conversations on systemic racism to be as almost like quote unquote mainstream as like conversations on politics, the LGBTQ plus community, feminism, etc. So I mean I see that as advantageous.
Yes. I feel like, first of all, to the people that who are in the comments who are saying that I'm doing emotional labor and all that stuff. Yes, is it emotional labor? 100%. But I personally willingly do that because I want the message out there. I feel like people do not recognize that we are dying at alarming rates. Like it's actually genuinely serious. We are dying at alarming rates. Okay, we have Black people that are dying in Africa, Black people that are dying in the diaspora. Every 23 minutes, a Black Brazilian youth is unalived. You have Black people dying on a global scale. There has never, ever been a point in time for the past couple of centuries where we have not been massacred or oppressed or have not been dying, right? So is it a lot of emotional labor? Yes. Am I willingly doing it? Yes, because I want the message out there to as many people as possible, because like the amount of death that I have in my family alone is alarming. Like I have a lot of death within my family alone on both sides of my family. Okay. So there is a lot of trauma there. To the people saying every race is dying, racist again. This is why we need to address this. Okay. So I would happily do it. Wait a minute, where's Gary? Okay, the mods got him. W mods. I was about to get him. So I would happily do it. I would happily co-host if you discuss systemic racism. And a lot of the topics that you discuss with regards to homophobia, with regards to politics, Trump, foreign politics.
You tie into it.
Exactly. Like the underlying foundation really a lot of times is racism, right? So I think it's perfect. It's actually misogyny, like a lot of misogyny intertwines with racism as well, right? Gender roles
Absolutely.
intertwine with that as well. So I think it's really, really important to have these conversations. I would be happy to co-host with you if we have conversations about systemic racism, if we have conversations about misogynoir. If you bring that up all the time when you talk about misogyny, that would also be perfect. Just kind of like,
dude, hell yeah, dude, you used to come up all the time. Remember, we used to do that together. You feel free. You could come up whenever on those. Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh my god, it was glorious. Yeah, feel free.
I know. I've been focusing more on Palestine these past couple of months. But yeah, definitely. I'd be happy to co-host and have these conversations. Also, I would love to see Parker debate Destiny. That's my next goal. But yeah.
On which topic? Oh, sorry, my mic is down here. On which topic?
On Palestine.
Okay. I feel like I need to learn more.
Yeah, you're doing it though. You're doing like I think I was watching you the other day debate Palestine. Like you're doing really great. Like the past year, like you have learned like a lot about Palestine. But Destiny's like a piece of shit. Genuinely, he's a piece of shit. I said it. He's disgusting. He's genuinely disgusting. So to the people saying I'm out here being their manager, yes. Y'all don't understand. I want like, yeah, I want to start next year off with a good like, yeah, but no, Destiny's horrible. Somebody needs to debate him. And I think like Parker, you're really good. It would be perfect if you debated him, and Dean would be perfect. That would make my Christmas. If you debated Myron Gaines and dragged him, Dean, that would literally make my Christmas.
I wonder. I feel like if Destiny were to be exposed to just like a position that out quote unquote logicked his, that he would like hold it. But maybe that's like false optimism.
No, he's a piece. Okay, I speak for
No,
myself.
you could say it. You should say it.
I speak for myself. I don't speak for Parker or Dean. I'm just saying, okay? Speak for Athena. That man is a piece of shit.
Yes.
I have seen a lot of his debates. He dehumanizes Palestinians so disgustingly. He has used the dumbest arguments to justify genocide. Like, this guy is genuinely a piece of shit. Like, I used to like Destiny. I used to like Destiny when he debated Sneeko. And who else did he debate? I thought he was really, really good when he debated Sneeko and all those other people. But when I have been seeing him right now debating Palestine.
Yeah, Parker. At some point when we're off stream, we should look into his arguments. I mean, I knew that he's pro-Israel, but I haven't actually heard any of his
They're
arguments.
disgusting. He has
Yeah,
said
so we
stuff
can do this.
like, if Israel wanted to annihilate Palestinians, all Palestinians would have... Oh my God, why did I get flagged? Wait, I'll come back. I'll re-request.
Yeah, we'll look into it.
I will also dip. Thank you for hearing me out. And also thank you guys, those of you in the comments who aren't racist pieces of shit. I appreciate you too. And again, thank you for the $40 on PayPal. I am a poor, so thanks. And I hope that the debate goes well. Please read. Please. And that is all.
Sam, I appreciate you for your time. I appreciate having you up here.
Bye-bye.
Appreciate you.
All right. I know Athena said that she was gonna re-request.
Were you gonna hit a restart? What are the
Yeah.
total views at?
Yeah, a restart is in order.
I think it's definitely glitched.
I wanted to make sure. We'll get Athena up just for just a